So, Raphael here with an update on the 2D game in progress. I'm getting ready to implement, let's see, I believe it is two features actually. One of them is called the sign flip book, and the other one is yes, it is three features. One was assign flip books, and the other one displays a bitmap tile sheet, and the other one lets us pick from that tile sheet. So this is what you would call the mock-up code right here. This is kind of what I do, and then we start to see what we cannot add, or any variables that we might need, or where we need to place the specific code, and then I convert this stuff over to C++ code, and we get it implemented. So easier said than done at first, because you can just write everything, but once you start writing the actual code is when everything starts becoming more clear. So I needed to, in order to implement the bitmap tile selector, we needed a way to create a gray area, or a translucent area where we can select the sprites from, and we didn't have that function. So I kind of had to add it to the bitmap class right here, and then I ended up, as I implemented it, I ended up adding an extra feature, which was, if we go back to our list of 2D games here, list of 2D game features, you can see now that I have checked in fade to black and fade from black. So these two are actually working, but they're still under research. So I kind of don't want to have this here. Like, how is that rain? It just suddenly started pouring outside. So I'll probably make this a different class, but I'm gonna leave it. This is kind of what I do. I've already made a backup copy of the code. So got some extra windows here. Let's minimize it. I made a backup of all the source code, so then I start messing around with this stuff. So here's what makes the effect happen. So we use alpha blend. I also moved a couple other things here. I added alpha blend into the actual drawing. Let's see here, right here. So now we can alpha blend sprites if we choose to. So that will come in handy for the implementation of water later on. But right now it's just sitting there. We're not messing with it. It's actually being used for the tile select. And then we have this. So when I click compile here, the game, as opposed to just coming up, it will actually fade in from black to the actual game. So you'll see it momentarily just fade into view from black. So see that's a nice effect. Let's see that again. So you can see it. You can see it's just a nice effect, and we can slow it down. Right now it's kind of built into the class, so I'm just messing around with it. If we set this value to 10, it will be much slower. You can see how that just fades in. And if we put 100 there, it will be, the higher the number, the slower the transition. So you can see right there, super slow. And we can still play the game as this transition is happening. So I think we're gonna. It's still happening. I think. There you go. I think it's complete. So that transition uses up a lot of resources. So we only kind of use it once, because we're bleeding on the entire screen. So set it to 1. 1 seems to be the best number. We're going to do that again, and it just fades into view. That's comes in handy for later on special effects and stuff like that. That's kind of an eye candy feature, but I just want to see if I can get it to work, and it works just fine. So anyway, that's the update I got for now. The next update should be these features that we are the tile selector, where I'll be able to. I may just disable this feature. So when we go here, if we're in developer mode and we hit T, then a box will show up here, and it'll show us all the available tiles in the current selected bitmap. And we can actually cycle through them by pressing up or down, cycle through the next one, and we can just draw them. So yep, that's the next step. That's actually what I'm brainstorming on. So that's the update I got for now, guys. Catch you all later. Bye-bye.